Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot getting ready to do your new moon in Sagittarius reading. It's occurring at the end of November and will affect the beginning of December until the full moon on the 7th of December, I believe. This is a general reading, so it is not going to resonate for everyone. However, I encourage you to check your sun, moon, rising sign, Venus, any placement that's important to you for a fuller message. If this reading does resonate for you, please like and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I appreciate all of you who support me in all the ways that you do. Cancers, you have my back. The overall energy for this new moon in Sagittarius is Four of Pentacles, and this is giving me a sense of your caution, your stability, your security, and overall your characteristic need to be protected, to provide protection. This is giving me the sense of your cocooning into the transition into the winter months. This is the beginning of the holiday season, Cancer, and the energy of Jupiter's direct motion in the next couple of weeks is allowing us to think back on the first 3 or 4 months of 2022, when Jupiter was finishing its transit in Pisces and moving into Aries, which is exactly what Jupiter will be doing next month. The reason this is important is because Jupiter is the ruling planet of Sagittarius, and Jupiter is allowing us to revisit whatever spark of abundance, newness, new direction, new enthusiastic passion we have been contemplating pursuing. We made a pass at early in this year, and we have an opportunity to bring this to a successful conclusion in 2023. So there is something there in all of that that is overarching your experience of the new moon in Sagittarius. The 10th house, your social identity, the World card. The World is our completeness, a closure, you closing out a cycle, most possibly in your work, career, or community life. The way in which the world sees you, you are being recognized and rewarded, if with no more than the skills and knowledge you gain from this journey, from this project, from this long stint in one location, one job, or one position. This is you stepping back, taking all the accolades and gifts that you've earned and moving on to a new cycle, leveling up. This not only is you moving on to a new project or aspect of employment, this can be you retiring. This can be you creating a new business in retirement. So there's a variety of scenarios that can represent the closure that you will be experiencing. In the first house, we have the Hanged Man. And the Hanged Man is appropriate considering this closure that you are experiencing in your communal life. The Hanged Man indicates that you are very consciously adjusting your perspective. You're very consciously looking at how you look at things, the way you think, and the experiences of the past may have caused you to pull back and to consider a new perspective in order to reach the desired reality, create the desired reality that you are interested in at this time. This feels like the contemplation of something new or a way to wrap up this closure appropriately. In the fourth house, we have the Knight of Swords. The Knight of Swords is in your house of home, in your family life, unconscious. This is you looking for and being curious about new information, new insights. This is part, perhaps, of you contemplating a new project, a new location, a new employment, a new home. In fact, you are on a fact-finding mission here. You may be engaging in conversations where you do a lot of listening and where you are sincerely curious and interested in finding out, gathering the information, and having those conversations that will help you in finding a better truth. In the 7th house, we have the house of your significant others. The 8 of Swords indicates a lot of anxiety that you're bringing to your partnerships. This is quite possibly your the residual, the kind of fallout from the shifts that you're making. Your closure in your public life may be triggering a lot of concerns and worries about the health or stability of your partnerships, your health and your stability, the way forward. You are trying to strategize and interact with this information that you're seeking so that you can limb out all the possibilities that may or may not be realized. And this is causing you a lot of worry, a lot of churning, and it's taking you out of your present and enjoyment of your present status. This is not an indicator of singlehood or coupleness. This is simply saying that wherever you are in your relationship or in your relationship with yourself, you are trying to integrate the changes that you have made and are making in a way that is causing you a lot of stress. The Hangman in the 1st house is clarified by the 10 of Swords. Nope. Yep, 10 of Swords in the 2nd house and the 7 of Cups in the 3rd house. You've let go of so many patterns, so many behaviors that were triggered by situations in which your needs were not met. The heartaches, the disappointments you've experienced have really worn you out and helped you to recognize that there is an alternative to the way in which you have made choices in the past. The choices that are now available to you are somewhat distracting to you. They are not all equal. They are options, but they're more about fantasies and projections of your unconscious connected to, sometimes they're revenge fantasies. They may be connected with the separations that you've had to release in your life, the attitudes, the behaviors that you've been forced to recognize and identify as restricting you, as you being an obstacle to your greatest success. There is a superficiality to the options that are available to you and that don't feel satisfying. They might feel good in the short term, but they are not really addressing the need you have to turn towards real options and choices available to you. There is a lot of confusion as the release of all of these, not only behaviors and attitudes on your part, but literal relationships and opportunities, environments that were not serving you. The Knight of Swords in the 4th house is clarified by the 8 of Wands in the 5th house and the 10 of Wands in the 6th house. Communication is so critical here right now, and it really looks like the communication that you have with others, with your peers, with your friends, joyful, creating creative projects and opportunities for you to enjoy your life. Your relationships are faring much better than those communications where you are reviewing the past, you're considering the past, and releasing the tremendous um, sense of imprisonment that you experienced, the restriction you experienced. You're letting that go. You're releasing a tremendous amount of obligations and responsibilities you felt for others. This is particular for coworkers, but this can be for family members as well. Whoever you work with on a daily basis in your environment, your collaborators, your coworkers, your family members, you are releasing the idea that you must comply with their needs, their desires, or their expectations for you. You are understanding that you must speak for you in order to prioritize and privilege your desires and needs. You are overall exhausted, and this is where my thought and concern regarding your health or the health of your partners or significant others can be a concern for you, because I do see you being tremendously run down. And a lot of it is emotional. This is a time of tremendous change, not only for you, but for most of us in a vastly changing world. So you are really worn out by your ability, through your desire to keep up with what's going on, to negotiate these changes, to order these relationships and opportunities in a way that is going to serve you. The Eight of Swords in the 7th house is clarified by the Page of Wands in the 8th house and the Nine of Wands in the 9th house. A lot of wands over here. So it's really reinforcing my sense that your desire to move forward, to expand, to grow away from the past, away from the way that you have done things in the past, is much more fruitful for you. It's not taking away the struggles by no means, but you are understanding that struggle is not punishment, and that you have nothing to be punished for. This is part of what you're learning and growing through as you have staked your desire to grow, to move in a new direction, to discover and explore new aspects of your talents and skills, areas of knowledge you want to expand. You are more determined than ever. This is something you have invested in, and it's really looking like you may have invested in a career that had something to do with education, certainly communicating ideas to others at a great distance. And this looks specifically about higher education. However, as one who has worked in education, you have invested a lot and are aware that there are many aspects of the institutions of education that do not serve students, do not serve the majority of students. And that is something that you are still committed and determined to make a contribution to. You have not given up, and you are working diligently towards ways in which you can restructure your the educational system itself, the way writing is published and distributed, the way the word is shared throughout the world. This is something that you may be engaged in promoting a new way, a new experience, new information that's going to be shared with the world. The World card in the 10th house is clarified by the Page of Swords. And in the 11th house and the 12th house has the Three of Wands. Hooray. Yes, this deep curiosity, is what is moving you forward and breaking you out of the cycle of pain and suffering that you have experienced through your emotions, through your relationships. You are moving away from that through your ability to genuinely seek new, fresh ideas, to be open to listen to in a non judgmental way. This is all helping you build towards a new beginning, something that you are already researching, communicating, networking about, exploring at some level, and now waiting for your first tentative steps, communications, ideas to come through. There is a sense of waiting, and you are busy in that time sorting out the vast realm of experiences that you are choosing another way to experience. I hope that makes sense to you. I'm not always sure. I'm going to finish up with the Flora and Fauna of Africa Oracle cards, and this is part of my theme of Mother Earth and Mother Land. And I pulled the red jungle fowl, and the key word is faith. Rise and shine, the past is behind you. Reflect on the lessons you've learned and embrace your bright future. I love this for you, Cancer. I thank you so much for your time. I hope this has been helpful. Until next time, namaste.